We've just had our first full week in our brand new space, and it was an absolute dream. We have found what I believe is the best find ever in a Lego haul. Really rare minifigure. Lots of orders this week, which is really good. It was a busy week as well, so let's get into the vlog this week and see what happened. We're Kiwi Brick Exchange, a Bricklink seller located in Wellington, New Zealand. We resell on Bricklink and BrickOwl, and these videos will provide you a behind-the-scenes look into our systems and processes. And welcome into a Sunday night, the 30th of June. We are starting the vlog a bit early this week, and we've just got back from Hawke's Bay visiting some family. And I did think about cleaning the desk, and then I kind of thought, well, maybe just show you in all its glory, because this is the reality, isn't it? If you see any nice desks, it's really, they're not bricklinking, are they? So we've got stuff like the wire we never used, a toothbrush for washing stuff, my keys sitting here, random bits that have fallen out, and thankfully some slightly organised into containers. Lego, looking to get into the store. And while we were up in Hawke's Bay, we started working through some of the minifigures from our latest haul. So we shared that in the last week's vlog. So if you haven't seen those boxes starting to be opened, then definitely go have a look at that. But we've started unpacking, and we managed to get $150 worth in the first upload. And you can see this one here is sitting at $225 just for these 44 items. However, this is not including a couple down the bottom. A couple of dinosaurs in there as well. Different range of minifigs. Had a couple of Dark Troopers, one without some shoulder pieces. So rather than finding those, I have parted those out into pieces. But as I said, all the way down the bottom, we have what I believe is the greatest find ever that I've ever got in a Lego haul. And if we look at this one, SH539, Spider-Man 2099, and the last 6 months, people, average of $91. I had to double check and I had to triple check and make sure that everything was all good. That was the correct piece. Checked all the parts of Lego, no cracks. It's in perfect condition, and I definitely know it's that figure because we've got the rest of the set in this bulk haul. And so that is, if you see from our last two ones, also that Anakin's Dirt Stain was quite good. Last two, taking that up to $336 of value. So again, minifigures, if you are starting out on Bricklink, this is the way to go. Start with your minifigures, sort them, you get some good value out of them. They're pretty easy to identify, and we have been working through that, and it has been amazing. Over in the store as well, we have a little bit more to go through, because that pile over there, past some of the belongings, that all there is what is still left from our haul. Now we've got multiple sets in there with instructions, we've got bulk parts, we've got some other little pieces in there, a couple of minifigure parts. And what we took away with us to Hawke's Bay was actually starting to sort through some of the minifigures. And this is a bag of minifigures in parts, a couple extras in there. We haven't actually identified anything from this here. So everything we're looking at is actually this bag of dinosaurs here. So one. And this bag of minifigures here. Everything else that is still in here has not been sorted through. So yes, you sure saw that another bag there. All of these are heads and hair pieces. You can see a couple of Mandalorian Battle Pack ones in there. A big mix all over the place. And then we've also got this one here, which has dinos in it, but we're just missing an arm or a leg. And so I reckon we're going to go have a look through this one here. They are pre-sorted into colours, and try and see what we can find out of there. This haul is massive, people. Do not underestimate used Lego. See you tomorrow. And it is a very late Monday night, and no orders today, but we had quite a few over the weekend, and we haven't been uploading a lot. So that's to be expected, I think, for the slight slowdown in orders to finish the month. But we're going to be racing into July, I imagine, with some of these things that are going in. We've just managed to identify all of these minifigures and piece them together from parts, and you'll see we have a lovely little arrangement here. I find this is a really good way for organising heads. I've seen Brick Arena do similar. Definitely use bricks, not plates, just to hold them up nicely. And it's a good way of just piecing things together. We're slowly working through that. We still have all of these heads, everything in there. And these are sort of partial figures that we're missing 1 or 2 pieces for. That is all from the bulk lot that we were talking about earlier on. And that's already $350 value. These ones here, including some sort of classic helmets and a a fire city figure here. That's around about $100 as well. So we're really creeping up in value. And you can see a little bit of a project that we're working on actually. Looking very nice. So we'll be catching up more with that. But that will do us for today. Hopefully we get a couple of orders come through tomorrow, particularly as it is payday for a few people, hopefully. And we'll continue picking those. And we're also going to build these, this Tales of the Space Age set later in the week. Saw a really cool mock from Legaton NZ. So if you're not following her on Instagram, make sure you give her a follow. Where she used this to create a really cool spaceman mock. And we're going to be doing something similar, but turning this into Star Wars. So keep your eyes peeled. A few projects to work on this week. We're not too worried about orders as mentioned. It's going to be a busy week though. And it is Tuesday the 2nd of July and we have had 3 orders in today. Some pretty good parts orders. Just going to show you one here that we haven't quite fully packed because this is a pickup. A couple of merps and lerps and rock panels, a couple of horses, a good range of trees and different rock panels in there. So that was a really good order, quite easy to pick. And both the 2 orders down below, a couple of minifigures in this one and a pretty straightforward parts order. You see that we've been working a little bit more on our sign, and I had an idea of how I could incorporate this. Basically we're going for the Kiwi Brick Exchange and incorporating our business cards into the sort of like a table logo. The plan is that it actually sits somewhere up here or on this mess of a desk when we're doing filming, just something in the background to I don't know, make my face look better potentially, but that's going to be there. Nicely sits in there. For some reason I committed it to do everything in plates. I'm sure this would be far easier with bricks, but hey, we've committed. It's there. And so we've got another order on the way. Picked up some clips from a friend today, and a bit of a trade, and that is going to be looking quite nicely. And it sits, to be honest, it sits in there perfectly. I've just been playing with this. So nice. Well, we have an absolute score here on Wednesday. In this box, lovingly packed, we have some series minifigures. Now, we've already bought a sealed box of this, but the amazing part is that these were on sale this week for $3.50 New Zealand. So that's just about probably $2.50 US for all of these. So we bought a brand, or what I thought was going to be a sealed box. Looks like it's just 36 chucked in. So hopefully we get a few more space babies. And then right down the bottom, because we couldn't resist, we dig deep. It's not even going to be able to see it, but you can see it from down there. It is the Star Wars Visual Dictionary. We have to get it, people. So, not sure what I'm going to do with these. Maybe give me your thoughts in the comments below. I'm thinking maybe 1 or 2 sets could be accessories. We've sold a couple quite well. And I'm also tempted to just hold a full set and stick it in a box and save it for a rainy day. So, let me know what you think. What would you do if you got them that cheap? Great find this week. And we are in the store Thursday night and full desk mode because it has been a very busy week. We have had a couple of orders come through. We're working on some projects. We are trying to finish off this box, which then moves over to this box and this box and stuff in the corner. Try to get to some of those. So it has been a very busy week. Don't know why that drawer's hanging out there. But with busyness means lots of orders to pick. And we've actually just been watching the Yellow Brick Road vlog for the week. And for us to be watching on a Thursday means it has been a busy week. So 6 orders to pick, 37 lots and 170 items. And it's been a decent start to the month so far. 8 sales for a total of $191. And so we're going to get underway with picking those very shortly. Nice small lot count, so it means we should get underway with that quite nicely. And snacks will be needed tonight, people. We got some grain waves. It's the last week of the school term for me, so work has been very busy, so we're going to try and get to as much of the store as we can. And just thought I'd talk a little bit today about some of the processes and things that I do that maybe help with clearing out some stuff. So one thing you always find when you are sorting through a used lot is just random little minifigures that are either missing parts or there's some sort of issue with them, cracks, etc. And so what we've actually been doing is putting them in a bag, and they go in a big bulk lot. So once we get sort of 10 or 12, just for $1 reserve, and I've really good sale through rates and some decent price points of some of them when they do come through. A really good way of just getting rid of minifigures that aren't quite store worthy, as we call. These are some extra parts because we built the little Groot brick heads. However, it was on the shelf, it has been commandeered. The other one we do also is in this bag here is just a range of issues, basically. Either non-Lego or any types of bricks that have some discoloration or issues with them. Just go in the bag until it gets to about yay full, probably about a kg or not, or so, and we put that straight on TradeMe, which is our version of eBay over here. And again, they sell really well. So that's something to consider when you're working through a big bulk lot like this, because not all of the legs are going to come out nicely. You know, not all the heads are going to have their the image stuck on them really well, and you're going to have some wear and play wear. And some people do just go and list them with comments, but I often find that the comments don't really sell unless it's a sort of rare. Ones with comments sell unless it's a rarer piece. And so having those put in a lot like this or the other one just means a good sell-through rate. So, on to picking those orders, eating some more snacks, finding a home for that, and we'll catch up with you a bit later on. And we're at Friday night, and we've been working on the store sign, made of mostly plates, white chalk plates and a couple of clips. Working very nicely so far, and just because of the makeup of the pieces that we've got left over, we decided to invert the colours for the exchange part of Kiwi Brick Exchange. Nice little sign that'll live on our desk behind us. Still sorting through a number of minifigure parts. You'll see this has probably stayed the same for most of the week. I just have not had time to get there. We spent a lot of yesterday organising, sorting all of our new minifigures that we got as well this week. Really good haul. $3.50 each, and we managed to get 3 full sets, and so these are actually going to be swapping with somebody for a couple of space babies and others, and we're keeping one sealed set, and the rest have actually been parted out into accessories. Those seem to be selling quite well at the moment. We also had a parts order come in that we bought, and I saw this Gandalf figure and it was 30% off in the store, so I thought this might be a good one to pick up for future. So that's going to be going in the store tonight. And we've been sorting through minifigure parts all day today. So we're going to see what kind of value we get to tonight with these minifigure parts. And then probably start to look at some of our bulk bins underneath here. And this is, if you've watched our sorting used Lego video, you'll see this is kind of the categories that we have started to get to. So obviously there's all bricks here. We've got plates down the bottom, tiles, nature and animals, with a bit mixed in, and minifigure parts. And so basically what we're doing is we're sorting them into categories first. Once the box gets full, and ideally we have sort of one full 8-litre box per category, then we're actually parting out into different individual parts, I guess, and categorizing them and things. I find that once I get to this process, it's so much more simple. I feel like I'm more efficient when we get there. It's definitely time consuming, so it's not something that's our priority all the time. Minifigure parts, definitely, because those obviously carry a good amount of value and parting out new sets. But it's something that you want to consider doing. It gives you a good lot of variety. A lot of the ones that we do put in do sell quite quickly. And so it could be a good way of sort of increasing that lot count for a store. Something to consider. Not for everybody, but we enjoy the sort. And so it's one way to break up the week to make it a little bit different. as well. And so getting containers like this is definitely a good increase. We initially used these sorting containers, but obviously you can see they're not going to carry a lot of pieces in them, particularly bricks. And so it's just not worth trying to categorize it if it's just filling a cup rather. It's much better when we get into these larger bulk containers. And I've seen a few people do it in different ways. Some have them sort of sitting on their desk in front of them. We just prefer to put them in here, and it's easy to stack them. And they go under the table, which is nice. So, yeah, busy week of orders, but not too crazy in terms of what we need to pick, but nice and steady coming in. And we're going to be looking at doing this Tales of the Space Age mock once we have got the sign finished. We just need a lot more 1x1 plates, people. Grossly underestimated how much we would need for it, but that's looking quite nice for my first mock, so more of that as well would be good. But we definitely need to start, number one, sorting these, because these have been here a week and I want them in a nice order. But definitely adding some more parts to them, because some of them are looking a little bit empty. And up here on the shelf is a lovely Star Wars visual dictionary, so I'm going to have a read of that as well. It's been more of a nice relaxed week. A busy week of work means relaxed week in the store. And a quiet week of work generally means a busy week in the store. So we are on holiday from our actual job now, so next week is going to be a good amount of content. And we're going to leave you there for this week and probably just show you a couple of minifigures tomorrow that we find from this used haul. And if you're getting to this point of the video as well and you haven't already subscribed, make sure you do subscribe. We post these vlogs every single week, and our subscriber count's been going up and up. At the recording of this video, we're up to 400 already, which is really, really awesome. Great to build a community, and I do like responding to comments and things. So please do comment below if you've got any questions or tips that you want to share yourself. Obviously, I try to share all the tips that I use as much as possible to help you guys out, because that is how I got into Bricklink as well. I had people who helped me out to begin with. So if you got good tips, particularly for sorting, let us know. I'm always happy to learn and try and improve our processes. Welcome into Saturday. This is what we managed to identify from last night. A range of minifigures, and we're working through some parts as well. Just couldn't really see any chance of fitting those figures together. So some things have gone to parts. Just want to show things like this and why we always want to go through minifigure parts first, because just that head there, I believe, is around $7. So some really good value. It's 31 items in 29 different lots. And I haven't actually done an average price on these yet, so I'm not 100% sure what we're going to get. So let's find out together. We're going to highlight them all. And if you haven't used Brick Store before, definitely make sure you go and invest some time into learning how to use it. Really great software. You don't need to be a Bricklink seller to want to use it. It's a great way of basically storing inventory and keeping an idea of what Lego you've got. Will be pretty simple to do as well if you've just bought certain sealed sets and things and you just want to have an idea of what parts you have. There's some cool ways of doing it with Bricklink. We do have a video on it which sort of goes over the basics, and I'll be filming another video probably in the next couple of weeks just with some of the more technical aspects and some cool tips that we've learned along the way. But up here you can do a price guide of the average, or the last 6 months average on Bricklink, and that's what we're going to look at initially for pricing. We do a little tweak once we have done that, but let's see what we have here. And just those 31 is $78 New Zealand. So again, all of these are adding up really, really well. We have already uploaded 387 plus another $150 file, which I haven't really found yet. So basically that's the value back for our bulk haul, and yet we have all of this to sort through, which is at my feet, so I'm reminded about it. And all of this over here, that is all part of that same haul. So lots to do today, and that's going to be the vlog for the week. Next week is going to be a very, very busy, interesting vlog where we start sorting through some of our backlog. I'm going to sell some things, hopefully. Some nice orders coming through, and we'll catch you in the next one.